Can we say that the help we're getting? Wow, transitions. Feeling ready for today. Yes, this video is about the office. Working from home has changed over quarantine, and I used to go to the office in town. And yesterday, I went in to visit Jake to do a podcast, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on the office. Are we going to it anymore? What's the story with it? And then go into a YouTube chat with Jake, so you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy that. A little bit more movement this time, rather than me just sitting down. I'll get better at that. Right, enjoy the rest of the video. Oh baby, we back in town. Today we are going back to the office. The question is, do I still go to the office? Do I even use the office? And what is the story with Lewis the couch? We're back in business. Jake, we back.
Arnold, baby, we're back.
You look at all the pink trousers and stuff. Whoosh. Look at this. Jeez, it hasn't changed at all. Ben still hasn't picked up his fucking onesie. Oh my god. Francesca's thing is falling down. I put her back up on the wall. Lewis the couch. Ho ho ho. Good to see you, my friend. I haven't been back in this office since quarantine. Reason being, obviously, is because we all had to be at home. But now it's very much like, do I need the extra expense of the office? Given that I can do most of my stuff from home, I figured that out of quarantine. And also, it can be a bit of a distraction. Like, it adds commute times to my day that I don't really need. The lads come in, and obviously it's good fun and everything, but you don't get work done. And I can obviously arrange to meet up with them to make videos, so we don't necessarily need the office. And like, I'm trying to get rid of distractions. I'm trying to focus on what I'm focused on, which is blowing up on TikTok and growing my YouTube channel and building my business. Excessive commute times and fucking around is not going to get me there. For now, we may be calling the office today. I haven't made a full decision on it yet. Regardless, this couch has blown up on TikTok. It's going to be staying here, and potentially we're going to be bringing it on a bit of a world tour. We're going to go do a podcast with Jake now. That's the reason why I haven't been in the office. I haven't lost it, but we'll make decisions. Now I'm on wide mode, and now I'm recording, Jake. This is why a good phone is so freaking important.
Oh, I got the new software, right? So, like I said, it's a beta, developer beta. Double tap the back to screenshot. Did not work there.
Oh my god, whoa! Yeah, okay, we're gonna go shop and then we'll do a podcast. Myself and Jake have done a few podcasts together, basically talking about our journey in YouTube and how we want to blow up. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description. And subscribe to Jake. Oh my god, yeah.
Having a hard time here with the subscribers.
What's your latest video going to be?
The next video? So I have a couple in the pipeline. One about apologising to Logan Paul, and then one about reacting to e-boys on TikTok. So I mean, that's fun.
Very good.
Yeah.
And Jake is like my office buddy. Pre-COVID, I guess.
You!
Still buddies though. Okay, we're going to go, I guess we're going to have in the shop. I'm going to come back and get some food. Yeah, do this podcast with Jake every now and again. Yeah, we're going to do it now, Rev. Cool. I've been going hard on TikTok for the past 2 weeks. My friend Dara blew up on it. He's on 160,000 followers now on TikTok. My story with it was last summer I went up to 20k real quick. Didn't care about it, saw Dara blew up, now I really care about it. So I've been posting twice a day and it's been going well. I've been repurposing all my YouTube videos, and I was saying to you before this that the key to TikTok is to treat it as if you don't know the answer. In terms of, you don't know the answer to the TikTok that's going to get a lot of views, so you just got to try a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Don't get your ego wrapped in, I'm going to post at 6 p.m. on a Thursday because that's the best time to post. I've tried every hour at this point. Well, I haven't done 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. But I've tried everything other than that. And it doesn't really matter. Like I've posted some at midnight, I've posted some at 4.
I often wonder that about YouTube as well.
YouTube, I hear it's in the first 24 hours.
Okay.
That's a big deal. But
What does that mean though, first 24 hours?
Like the first 24 hours, the click-through rate and the total amount of, which is the total amount of views, isn't it? Is a big determining factor in how the video will do for the next like 90 days. I learned that from VidCon in 2017. Whether or not that stat still stands, I don't really know, but
it definitely would make sense. Like opening my college results one did well in the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
It has got more views than the latest video, so
yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting. But yeah, TikTok on a big come up with that 5K in 2 weeks. Now,
good.
I am going to run out of YouTube videos, but the format that is working for me is, here's how I did this. So in my case, here's how I snuck into here. Here's how I went around college doing this. Just has to be a compelling story that's shareable, really. And definitely you get a good feeling of testosterone when you get a viral TikTok, that's for sure.
Testosterone or serotonin, bro?
Oh yeah, testosterone is probably not the right thing, but serotonin, absolutely. No, but I do feel like not only happy, but like invigorated.
Yeah, I think that's still serotonin.
And like, I am the man. I don't know what chemical that is.
Confidence and shit, yeah, it's serotonin.
Okay, right.
100%. Yeah, it's good. I think I'll jump on there soon. Just still scared or something.
It is a bit of a weird one, yeah.
Yeah, and I have this thing which I should just deal with separately, but I have this thing where if something is cool to do, and a lot of people do it, I immediately am like disgusted by it. So yeah, it seems like TikTok's free views at the moment, and like you can just put shit on it and be rewarded for that, and the idea that doesn't feel very fulfilling to me at all.
That's how I thought literally 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Until I was like, fuck, if I build a following here, I can get brand deals. That's all that's gone through my head. So that's all I'm doing it for now, is like, and obviously that sounds very facetious as well. It's like, he's just in it for the money.
Fuck it, anyone that goes through a job as an accountant is just in it for the money. So not a conversation we even need to have.
So since we've cleaned that under the rug,
yeah.
Like if I was to say to you, Jake, you're going to do a lot of work for 3 months and you're going to make 2-3 TikToks a day, but at the end of that, you're going to be able to make $1,000 or $2,000 a month from brands coming to you.
Yeah.
Because TikTokers now get brand deals. Like my friends have gotten brand deals who are on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like,
in Arnold?
Yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like why wouldn't I? So
boom.
And yeah, so I set the goal of like 200 followers a day, and I'd get to 50k by September, which is what I'd feel would be the threshold to like interact with a brand. Like that's enough followers to be like, yep, this will be a good integration for you, and I may get there quicker.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine so. I mean, your goal is quite linear, and just nothing online is linear. It's nice for us humans to set linear goals, but really, it just kind of happens at some point, doesn't it? Something pops.
Yeah, I think the numbers for me at the moment, I can guarantee growth in.
Yeah.
TikTok is the only thing I can guarantee growth in. I obviously can't guarantee brand deals, but like I can guarantee that I can send out fucking emails, and like I can guarantee that those things will get engagement, and it would be good for your business to get in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
So
I can also guarantee that there won't be that many people around that stick with it in as a devoted way as you will.
Yeah, so we'll check back in with the podcast. At least we have some growth to report.
Yeah, and I'll balance that out with my negative growth. Although, like, we should say that a lot of positive growth and other factors towards YouTube, like general effort, amount of videos posted, watch times, click-through rates, blah 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 blah,
are all good actions, increasing probability of success.
Yeah, and it was going up until that one, as you said, very 17-year-old girl inspired. But we did a podcast last week that we spoke about that. We spoke both about like how girls on YouTube are more authentic and sort of nail just a more casual everyday feel. So I was trying to embody that, and I'm actually very happy with that video.
Yeah.
It was one of the most authentic Jakes on camera, like where I spoke free, at least how I felt. I spoke freely, sort of as me, as opposed to like just some lad trying to act or something.
Yeah, and like, look, at the end of the day, you could go into that video and think, geez, Jake is real cringy making that, but the point is that you've learned from that and you're one step closer to the right thing. We were saying this on camera, or off camera, so there's this idea, right?
Are you saying that video is cringy?
No, I'm saying someone could look at it and say it's cringy. You could be like, oh, Jake's doing XYZ. But this, what is it called? Analysis paralysis?
Yeah.
so I made up this maths theory before the podcast. Maybe this makes sense to people. So a lot of people, they overthink stuff. You could argue that we overthink stuff because we always talk like this, but they overthink stuff and they make no decisions because they think that they can do one decision and it will get them from 0 to 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
1 being absolute perfection, achievement of the goal. If they did this one thing, and all their dreams will come true. When the reality is that if you want to realistically get closer to 1, and it's a bit like the speed of light, you'll never quite get there.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get close to that 1, you have to make a decision that gets you 50% of the way there.
Yeah.
Because when you're at 0.5, you can then make a decision to get to 0.75. Then you can make a decision to get to 0.875. And although you're continuously making technically wrong decisions, you are getting closer to 1 than the person who didn't make decisions. So I think the emphasis is on, as we say, posting content, but overall it is just being decisive, doing stuff actually gets you to where you want to be, even if the steps towards getting what you want looks really ridiculous and silly.
Yeah, there's a better way to say that, and it's summed up as 90% is showing up. And like there's a cool diagram where it's 0 to 90 and then 0 to 100 and then 90 to 100, and it's literally just like written underneath the 0 to 90 is showing up, and then 90 to 10 doing the work, and then 0 to 100 is just like not showing up. So, and you know that whole thing where it's like the hardest part is starting, momentum, all that bullshit is kind of what you're saying as well. Most people just get stuck at 0.
So you got to do stuff.
Just try. I mean, but lots of people don't want to try as well.
Yeah.
Thinking from like people that are listening to this might just be like, I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't want to try. Great that you guys want to try.
Yeah, but I guess we're not speaking to them. Like, we're speaking to the people who do want to try. And, you know, we're not saying you got to go do stuff because we're like, I don't give a fuck about trying to not please anyone, but I'm not here to convince anyone about anything. But just from our,
I kind of am. Isn't that funny?
Are you?
No, I don't want to convince anyone else to do anything, but I'm trying to explain myself and why I do or why I want to do these things.
Yeah.
Not my primary purpose, but I do feel like that's a part of the conversation, is like, as a person like you or me who does their own thing, who also puts shit out in the internet for no monetary gain yet, it feels like you are always not up against an active resistance, but maybe a passive resistance of like, kind of weird. Cool. I mean, that's your thing. Cool. It's not perceived the same way a guy going to football training is perceived.
How do you think the guy is perceived when he's going to football training?
It's normal.
Oh yeah,
For
because
sure,
that's just accepted.
I think in 15 years there'll be fucking YouTube classes and shit. 100, not being funny, but for now it's not normal.
Yeah,
it's becoming far more normal, but it is not normal.
I agree.
Like we're doing a podcast now. A lot of people will think, why are they doing why do they think they should do a podcast? They're not on the radio. No one's paying them to do, and I'm not necessarily arguing with these people either. Just saying there is always a part of me during these conversations that's trying to shine light on the inner workings of why I'm what's up basically, what's going on.
Yeah, I think we're arriving at the same point here. Like, that was essentially what I was going to say as well, is that if I come out with a phrase like "just do it," it's not because I'm saying it because Nike said it. I'm saying it because that's how it feels as someone who is aspiring to achieve something, and I don't really know what that thing is, but that is certainly what it feels like. But sometimes when I listen to podcasts like these, I'm like, why does that guy say that? Does he not already know that that's the answer? But I'm just saying that's how I feel. Like that's what it feels like on the journey to try and achieve something.
I do think the audacity of recording these conversations will pay off greatly when one of us explodes.
Into a million. First of all, that phrase in the social media age is so funny, isn't it? When they blow up.
Yeah.
What? It's so funny.
I just think it's going to be really funny to look back on. Like, could you imagine if one of the big YouTubers in the world, or even middle tier YouTubers, had an in-depth, like, potentially like 10, 15, 20 episode podcast where they were like, I don't know what I just made this video that lost me subscribers, or like, I'm just going to do TikTok for a week. Like, bit like the Gary Vee buzz of documenting the whole journey, not to get too Gary Vee in it, but like it could be really cool to look back on.
It could be. I think it'd be very cool for us. Like, I wonder how much people would actually give a shit, but at the same time,
Tom, if you get 5 million subscribers and like you're a big YouTuber, a lot of people will give a fuck about it.
yeah, but I think they'll give a fuck about it if I present it to them. You know what I mean? Like, they're not just gonna find it in and of itself.
Well, like the best example, that's Mr. Beast. He's offering advice to young creators, small creators. If he had a podcast where he was like, here's the 10 podcasts I literally worked through this and arrived at a solution, and you'd be like, you'd have watched them 100 times.
Yeah, but then like what's the word? Resolution is the wrong word, but like what would you have thought at the end of that? Oh, I'm gonna copy what Thomas and Jake did.
No, it's the same principle of watching the documentary of how the amazing music album was made, or watching the documentary of Logan Paul's boxing fight, or the behind the scenes of Conor McGregor. Same thing. This is behind the scenes of YouTube with Jake Thomas. It's just happening right now.
And it is pretty interesting. Like, I look back on even seeing videos of Conor. No, obviously what he's done now is a bit weird, but seeing Conor McGregor when he was like 16.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is bonkers, man.
When he says, I'm going to be a 2-weight world champion in the UFC, and he's like 18. It's fucking spine tingling.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, regardless of all the terrible stuff that he's done.
Yeah, or anything. Yeah, it's absolutely spine tingling.
Yeah. So it is
Is
pretty
spine
cool.
tingling a thing that people say?
It's absolutely mind-blowing.
Sends tingles down your spine? I don't know. I'm going to go spine tingling.
I like that phrase.
What's your next YouTube video?
This could be it. Other than that, I haven't really thought. Can we say that the help we're getting?
Yeah, I think I'm happy to talk about getting help, but let's not name names.
Yeah, or
Is that okay?
will we avoid it? See, I think it's sort of an important part of the process.
I'm so for talking about it. I mean,
Yeah, so like basically me and Jake were thinking, how can we scale YouTube more? And we were like, oh, we're gonna need some help with editing. So we both basically decided that, and
Yeah.
independently sourced an editor within a day.
Yeah, like, so I sent Tom a voice message being like, can I tell you, you don't know this, can I tell you the genesis of that thought?
No.
I was
Oh yes, you can. Tell me.
So we all know, I've been going on about it long enough, I'm on an Emma Chamberlain roll. The greatest YouTuber there ever has been and ever will be. She kicks Casey Neistat. I said it, she's better than Casey Neistat. And I'm being actually 100% serious. She's a podcast which I listened to. I still do. It's an ongoing process. And she got an editor because she was fed up with editing. And I was like, shit, of all the people that can't get editors, it's probably like Casey and Emma, because they're very, very unique videos, and you would imagine, no one can edit Casey's videos, no one can edit Emma's videos, she's the funny one, she has an editor. So I was like, fuck man, I'm not Casey, I'm not Emma Chamberlain, I'm getting an editor, because I've got other shit to do and other bills to pay. And going off the fact that I just lost 16 subscribers, this is going to be a long fight, okay? It's not something I'm going to be able to sustain myself. And the reason I started a business in the first place was so I could make sure I could pay stuff while I did stupid things like make YouTube videos. So I sent Tom a message being like, Tom, you ever thought about getting an editor? He was like, yeah, I fucking have. And then we both did it literally within 12 hours. And
We've both had one test video each, and they both went pretty well.
yeah, and
I was like, why didn't I do this sooner?
I just think cognitive load, ego, stupidity, all these things were wrapped up in it, and I was like, yeah, that was it. And now I have 3 videos in what we call edit process right now that have been filmed that I cannot edit myself because I don't have time. And I'm like, this is stupid. If you genuinely think you're going to be on YouTube and you're going to make some money, not everything comes back to money, but like when you're paying some to edit your videos, you want to make sure you're going to be like, is not repatriated,
Sustained.
Reimbursed somehow. It's an investment, right? You want to make sure you're getting a return on your investment. If you really think this, pay someone to edit your videos. Start moving faster. Start doing it properly. And I'm 100% convinced Casey had
And
Come at me, Casey. Like, call me. I'm convinced he had an editor at some point during that epic saga, which takes nothing, not a single shred of respect away from what he did. When he did vlogging for 2 full years every day, I'm telling you now, he had an editor. I've been thinking about it a lot. There is no fucking way anyone alive can do that.
To even be the star of the show every day,
yeah,
and to literally send that off and to get it edited
So-
is a feat in and of itself.
Can I interject really quickly? So I'm very chatty today. I always had the, for lack of a better word, the creative and the editing wrapped up in one. I have separated them now thanks to Emma Chamberlain's wisdom. Because Casey's not pressing the keys doesn't mean he's not involved in the edit. It doesn't mean he's not saying what happens in the edit, and it doesn't mean it's not Casey's video. He's just not sitting there for 8 hours. He's going to say, here's what happened here, I want this here, I want that there. He'll give maybe spend 15 minutes writing a very detailed email. He'll review it, and this is all, like, I didn't call Casey, I'm making all this up. He'll see the first draft, he'll see the second draft, and he might even polish the third draft himself. I always had the whole thing wrapped up in, like, only one person can do it, no collaboration, no telling or no direction. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and like I think that comes back to, but the reason why I think you think that is because, like, I am the YouTuber and therefore the people come to see me and what the value I bring to them, whereas I've been more thinking, like, if I was posting 3 times a week for the people who care about what I make,
Yeah.
and what I mean care, like stuff that they find value from, like, of course they'd want me to post 3 times a week as opposed to once a week if all I had to do was pay someone else and I could get more stuff out there that'd help them. Like, my favorite YouTubers, I probably would like if they went, well, maybe not, I was going to say I would like if they go daily, but
Name them.
Logan Paul,
Yeah.
no, I know he went daily and I watched him all the time, but like, I love him posting 3 times a week, and I listen to all his podcasts.
Yeah. Me too.
And also, selfishly, I think posting more videos, as we said, gets you to the viral video quicker, and just makes you better. Like, any good business has to scale, I think, in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
And scaling requires more people, which means more collaboration, which means more investment in personnel, and I just think it's about growth, and we're just trying to grow and we're trying to make stuff happen, and we're not going to sit there and be voice messing each other crying saying, oh, we have no time to make a YouTube video this
Definitely,
week.
I'm just going to put it out there, I'm a man, I've never cried on voice note. Whatever, Tom. Crying's cool, I'm only messing, but we've never cried. 2 points, Tom. 2 points.
Yes.
1, I learned from my business side of things that last year when I had the meltdown, I was doing too much work, all ego, all me, I'm the best, I can only do it. Nothing without me working on it can go out of this building with my name on it. Had to get over that because I literally drove myself to hospital. And I just had the same realization with YouTube. Why the fuck do you have to do it? Like, you're so much involved with it already, you are still the brains. I lost all 16 subscribers, no one else. And it will stay that way when I've got an editor. Do you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine the lad who started Nike. What's his name? It's a great book.
Phil Knight. I'm reading it.
It's an unbelievable book.
It
Imagine
is
if that fucker had said, no Nike shoes can be sold unless I fucking stitch every single one. Bankrupt. Not even start.
And like, that book, regardless of what we're talking about, that particular point, the amount of failure that man went through, the amount of, like,
shoe dog, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, he's flying to Japan. He doesn't know if he's got his. He was originally selling a completely other brand of shoes.
Yeah, Blue Ribbon. No, that's a beer.
Yeah, it's called Onatsuka.
The only thing I'm going to say is, Tom, if I'm ever that rich and successful, my story is going to be very good too, because I'm going to make sure it's got lots of failure in it, even if the failure never happened. You know what I mean?
But the guy went through, man, he went through fucking 20 years of absolute bullshit.
That's what my point is, though. If I get to that level of success, I will fabricate that failure to make sure that it's a good story.
To make it
I'm
even
not saying
better
it
story.
didn't happen to Phil. I'm just saying I'm always a little bit like wary of that. No?
No, definitely. It's the same with TikToks. Like, you can slightly exaggerate, because to be honest here, we are just making stories that fit people's perception of what a story is, and like, for stuff to communicate properly, say for example with a TikTok sometimes. If you want to watch the full podcast with Jake, it's linked in the description. And other than that, have a great day.